For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Well, welcome to this edition of the Focus program. My name is Paul Dingeman. Nice to see you. Glad you are here. Lots of wonderful things are happening in St. Clair and Marine City and the area and the county, and we've got a show to tell you about it. We're going to begin with a dedication, which is coming up on the 23rd.
Yes.
The 23rd, Sunday the 23rd at 1 o'clock in Palmer Park at the Palmer Park Arch. The ladies from the St. Clair Garden Club, the president, Sandy Davis, and Mary Ellen Shepherd Logan. Now, it's a name that's about that long. All the letters are here to tell us about the dedication of the arch, which has been around St. Clair for a long time. Talk to me of what's happening. All of it.
Oh, you okay? Why don't you start, Mary Ellen, because we're going to talk about the arch first.
Okay. Well, the arch originated actually in 1909.
Right.
And it was a fountain. And then in 1960, it was removed. And so there wasn't anything there for almost 46 years.
Wow.
And then a group of people, the St. Clair Historical Commission and the Palmer Park Arch Committee, got together and raised funds to put up that beautiful Palmer Park Arch that is there
Mary
now.
Bodo was involved. A lot of other people were involved. It was a real community event. And in
Huge
fact, we
community.
covered it for CTV Channel 6 and on the dedication. It was a wonderful day.
Well, we're going to have a wonderful day
Yeah,
too, Paul. I just can feel it. It's in the air,
Yeah.
right? Anyway, Christy Gorzen was
Yeah.
real involved in that. And she's also going to be at the dedication that we're doing for this new beautification project that we did.
Okay.
And she's going to speak to us a little bit about the history, briefly
Oh,
about
wonderful.
the history. So I think that's it's going to be a wonderful program. So anyway, there was nothing there for 46 years.
Right.
And then Bob from DPW
Yeah.
recently, 2003, talked to Sandy, and because Sandy is a garden person, trust me.
I've heard that.
Oh, fabulous gardens at her home. And her husband helps her a little bit too. So anyway, Bob talked to Sandy about improving the look of it a little bit. He thought, oh, you could use a little dressing up. And Sandy will also speak to you about the other gardens we do, but he approached her knowing that she could probably get some things done. And she does get things done. We're lucky. We're lucky to have her. So that's how the whole thing started. And the committee was formed in the garden club, and it went from there. So Sandy will talk to you about that now.
So you've been around town for 10 or 15 years now.
Yes, I have.
And I know you've been involved in the garden club for a long time.
Yes.
You've been on the garden club home tour.
Yes.
And people were
Twice.
twice. So people were really lucky to see all your gardens.
We had our first garden tour in 2019, and it was very successful. Everyone loved it. And we had a group of gals in the garden club come forward and say they wanted to do a garden tour
Right.
walk. And I was like, really? Do you know how much is involved?
Yeah.
So we.
Right, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It takes over a year just to
Yeah,
get ready for it.
right.
To get the houses lined up
Right.
and people, pictures, everything,
And you're
publicity.
gonna find people only with green thumbs.
Well, no.
We'll
some
take
are-
any color thumb.
And so they wanted to do a garden walk. So July of 2023, we had our second garden walk. There were 9 homes on it. It was a very successful garden walk. We made a good deal of money.
Wonderful.
Our pledges, when we make money, we spend money.
Yeah.
And so at the completion, actually before the garden club garden walk even occurred, we formed a committee called Future Projects Committee. There were 7 of us on it to try and examine the town and talk about where we all thought, and for our garden club members also, to talk to their friends, their neighbors, where they thought we could beautify the city in the best way, because there's a lot of different things that can be done.
Yeah, right.
And so we started looking around at this and that and the other thing, and we were all kind of scattered our thoughts about it. And as Mary Ellen said, I was meeting with Bob in the park, and he said to me, Sandy, it would be really nice, do you think the garden club could help improve the arch?
Yeah.
And I said, Bob,
The arch is beautiful,
it
but
just-
it lacks something.
it just so happens we are looking for a project. Went back to the
That's
committee.
how it happens.
Back to the committee, you know what we did? We all got in cars, we drove down to the arch,
Yeah.
and we walked around, took pictures, and that's how it all started.
Gem of the idea.
We all agreed that would be the perfect place. Now, the art, it's all about the arch. The arch is beautiful, but it just needed a little improvement.
Right. Little
And
love,
so-
tender loving care.
So we started interviewing different landscaping architects, getting ideas from them. We wanted it simple. We wanted it to blend in with the arch, and we didn't want it to take away from the arch. And so we wound up hiring a landscape architect. They got the planters done before Christmas.
So how many planters are there and what's in them?
There are 2 planters, and they're 8.5 feet by 8.5 feet.
Those are pretty big.
And there's plenty, and they're built at a height which is to sit on. So it's
Okay.
seating, built-in seating,
Yeah.
which is great because you have a lot of people meet down there for various
Yep.
things.
Yep.
They don't need chairs, they can sit right on the wall.
Right.
What's planted in each of them is 13 boxwood
Okay.
and a weeping tree, pea tree, which I had never heard of before, but it's kind of interesting. So the pea tree is in the middle. Now, in each of the planters, there is a monument. The monument talks about the arch.
Oh,
The
okay.
original monument was on the ground when they built that arch.
Uh-huh.
It was raised up and put in the planter to the north, right? Yes, yes.
Okay.
We had another monument made, same size,
Okay.
same color, dedicating what we did, and we placed it in the planter on the south, so that when you enter the arch, you've got a planter here and a planter here,
Yep.
both exactly identically
Beautiful.
planted with a monument in each, that each of them tells a story.
And I imagine the boxwood is something that you don't have a lot of problems with it. It grows in
Stays-
the area.
stays
It's a
green.
beautiful plant.
We want it to stay green all winter.
Yeah.
We also took out the old shrubbery that was behind the arch, next to the grass, and replaced it with some natural native forest or fern, not ferns, grasses.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not very tall yet, but they're growing.
It's wonderful.
We need to
wonderful.
mention also the community foundation.
Yes, the Community Foundation helped us with the project. When we got the bids, and we went to them and we asked for assistance from them with funding it.
One of the fun things you guys do every year is down at the other end of the boardwalk. Tell me about
The
that.
Straw People?
Yeah.
10 years we've done Straw People. Mary Ellen's involved in it now with me.
Okay.
But I started the Straw People, actually. And
It's a great idea.
It's a great idea. People come from all over.
The first year I said, those things won't be there 20 minutes, they'll be destroyed. And nothing has ever happened.
Nothing.
Keep our fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
That speaks volumes for this community, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Really,
yeah, it does. It really
Speaks
does.
volumes for the people here.
One of the funniest stories, it was the first year that we did it, and it was kind of spur of the moment, last minute. We only had 13 Straw People. But it was beautiful. We had bales of straw, and
Right.
we had pumpkins, we had mums.
Right.
And I was driving by there one day, going somewhere shopping, and I look over at my Straw People display, and there's this cute man, little old man, sitting on the wall.
Oh, wonderful.
And he's with the Straw People, and he was waving at everybody that
Ah, wonderful, wonderful.
went by. He was enjoying it.
Where did you get the original idea?
When I first moved to St. Clair, I would go to Petrolia
Yeah.
quite often, just
Yeah.
to shop and
Yeah.
a getaway.
Nice little
They
town.
they did something like this, and
Okay.
that's where I saw
So that
the
was
Straw
called
People.
research.
Yes.
You researched
Well, I
it.
wasn't trying to, but there they were.
Yeah.
And they were like, wow, they're so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So we get another season out of that garden. We have the tulips, then we have the annuals,
Yeah.
and now we have the Straw People.
Good.
And we might have something else coming.
Okay, well,
But
we're
that's
standing
still in
by.
the,
You-
that's
you
still
come
in the
back and tell us
planning,
about it.
that's in the planning stages.
St. Clair Garden Club has been in the area for years and years,
19
decades.
1961.
61. How do I become a member? Do you need members? Are you over? Are you full? What? Tell me about that
We
part.
always need members, and we reach out to get new members. How do you become a member? Well, we have,
Got to have a green thumb.
Any color thumb.
as long as you have a thumb.
Yeah, we'll take it without a thumb.
But we also do we maintain a lot of gardens
Yeah.
in town, but we also do the farmer's market. That is
Yep,
our
yep.
fundraiser. We're there every week. We have a table, and we have cards, business cards. We have garden club members, present to answer any questions anyone wants to join. We would love it.
Good. Okay.
Men or women.
Okay. We're good. 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 Yeah. Wonderful. Did we miss anything? Let's review the date again. It's the 23rd, Sunday the 23rd,
1 o'clock,
at 1 o'clock at the Palmer Park Arch.
yes.
Yeah, the arch, the dedication to it, and there was a lot of struggle to get the arch built. And this really supports that whole project to add what you guys have added. So I salute you for that.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun,
Yeah.
actually. And I did not grow up in St. Clair. I grew up in Richmond.
Well, we
So
won't
I'm
hold
just-
that against you.
Well, I hope not. I love St. Clair. I love small communities. And it's been interesting for me to be a part of this because I have learned about the history of the arch, which I didn't know.
Right.
And so people who come on Sunday, it's not a long program,
Yep.
but I think it's going to be very interesting for people that are there to hear the history
Yep.
of that particular location and what kinds of things have transpired there. And there's some pretty cute, fun stories that
Yeah.
that Chrissy is going to share.
Well, going down from that point down to the water, they have all the bricks that they sold to help support the construction. And there's stories on each one of those bricks.
Yes.
Is a afternoon just walking through there and looking at the names and
It's
dates
great.
and stuff.
We feel fortunate that we're bringing the arch, giving it a new
Yeah.
life. A new life.
I agree, I agree.
It's getting the attention that
Yeah,
it deserves.
yeah.
A little facelift.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we all need that one.
And I think a lot of people will be interested to hear about the history of it, because I didn't know anything about the
Ladies,
history
thank you
of it.
so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Anytime, you're always welcome, and we'll get this other equipment fixed. We won't have to use this handheld.
Our pleasure. Thank you,
That's
Paul.
right. We'll be back with our next guest, and they're going to talk about another garden tour, and we'll do that in just a second. Well, welcome back to the next segment of Focus. We're having some fun here today. Joining me now is a lady who is involved in the Master Gardeners program, Patty Bebuck. Patty, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, Paul.
Welcome back to the Focus set.
Thank you.
You've got a project that's coming up at the end of June. What's it all about?
Okay. It's Master Gardeners are sponsoring their annual garden tour. This is the first time since 2019 that we're able to put on the garden tour sponsored by the Master Gardeners. It is on Saturday, June 29th from 10 to 4, rain or shine, and tickets are $25. And tickets can be purchased a couple different places. In St. Clair at Silk's Flowers, Marine City Sweet Tooth, Marine City Marketplace, and Van and Bosch Farms. And, or you could go on the website, which would be mastergardenersstclaircounty.com. And so Master Gardeners St. Clair County is all one, and then .com. And then follow the link, and you can purchase a ticket that way as well.
We talked earlier about Master Gardeners itself. It's an organization that's been around the county, it's around the nation, and you guys offer classes that are not cheap, but they're really worthwhile. Tell me about that.
Exactly. We are offering a class, or I shouldn't say we necessarily, Michigan State offers a class, and we're doing one in September. And again, if you go on our website, there should be information there talking about it. I believe, I know when I took it in 2008, it was a 12-week class, and I believe it's still a 12-week class. And it's online as well. So, but if you go on that website, it'll have all the information for that. But you are correct, we've been around for decades. I started in 2008, and so I've been a member ever since.
And you've had your home on the home.
I've had my home on the tour as well, and I'm serving on the committee to get this going for 2024, so.
One of the benefits of going on the tour is that there's some really nice plants available for sale.
Exactly, we are having a plant sale, and you do not have to purchase a ticket to tour the gardens to go to the plant sale. You can come to the plant sale. All these plants are donated by Master Gardeners. So you'll have a good variety of plants, and there will be signs around that will say plant sale if you want to know where it is. I'll give you a clue. It's next to my house. How's that?
That's a pretty good clue.
Yeah, so there you go. So, yeah, and we'll be there from 10 to 4 as well, those same hours.
The price was only $25 for the ticket.
It's only $25.
But that gives you 8 complete
gardens
to look at. And a nice day on a Saturday, June 23rd, from
29th.
from 10 until 4. So you have plenty of time.
Plenty
So
of
if it's raining
time.
in the morning, you can go in the afternoon, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly. And all the gardens have something that's very unique, that you should be able to bring something back to, oh, I can do that in my garden, so, yeah, I think it's going to be great.
The organization Master Gardeners of St. Clair County, is it a pretty big organization, 100, 200 people?
It was before COVID, and I think COVID really hit a lot of the organizations and volunteerism and that kind of thing. So right now we have about 35,
Okay.
but we did have 100 before COVID.
Okay, very good.
So yeah.
Patty B. Buck, that's the lady's name. She's very active all over the city of Marine City and the county, and we thank her for coming in and telling us about. This is a wonderful project, and it's really it's well worth taking the kids. The kids are invited.
Yes.
The families are invited. It's a real family treat.
It could be. Yes, definitely. So
Patty, thanks.
thanks, Paul.
Always
Good
a
to
pleasure.
see you.
Always a pleasure. We'll be right back. Okay. Very good.
Is that okay?
Well, that's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.